Today is Saturday. What is it? September the 19th. Beautiful Saturday morning. I don't have any jobs today, and I hope I don't get any. If someone's called me from for a car wash, I'm gonna go wash their car because I'm trying to make all the money I can make towards the end of the season, so I can have a little more money saved up for the slower months. But I wanted to talk to you guys about letting others discourage you. And I was watching Pursuit of Happiness the other night, and it was a scene on there where the father said something to discourage his son, but he later redeemed himself. Once he saw the effect of what he said had on his son. But the role was played by the movie was Will Smith and his actual son. But I saw that and I was like, wow, because when you're young like that, you look up to your parents, and even when you get older, you still look up to your parents and you value their opinion. Your parents, your loved ones, people that you respect their opinion. What they say to you can have an effect on you, sometimes. And they may say some things that may discourage you from your goals or from your dreams, but actually they don't. Most of the time they don't mean it. They don't mean it, and they're actually trying to protect you, because sometimes sometimes you don't know that person's story, and maybe they had a dream or something that they wanted to do and it didn't work out, and they was crushed, they was heartbroken, and they're trying to protect you from that same heartbreak. But anyways, which also reminded me of another situation. I've been cutting this yard. It's a yard that I cut, and I've been cutting it ever since I've been doing it. It's been about 4 years. And every time I cut the yard, it's a little boy that lives there, and he's always looking out the window, and he watches me cut the entire yard. Like when I'm in the front, he goes to the front window and look, and when I go to the back, he's in the back window looking. He watches me cut from start to finish. He watches me cut the yard. And I never thought nothing about it. And he was about, I want to say he was probably around about 9 at the time, 9 years old when I first started cutting the yard. And now he's about 13. And so one day I was cutting the yard, and he approached me, and he said, he asked me how much money do I make cutting yards. And I didn't want the little kid all in my business, and I didn't know why he was asking. I don't know if he would go back and tell his parents or what the case may be. Didn't understand why he was asking me that. And so I was like, why you ask? And he was like, well, I want to cut yards. I want to cut yards for a living. That's what I want to do. And I told my parents that that's what I wanted to do. And, they wasn't too happy about that. And, I wanted to know how much money you made, so I can tell them that, so I can tell them how much money that you make, and maybe, they like you, so maybe if I tell them how much money you make, they won't be so mad about me, cutting yards for a living. And so I told him, I said, well, your parents pay me $45 to cut their yard. and it takes me about an hour. And my average yard is around on average my yards are about $45. But I do have some that are less than that. I have some that are 35. I even have some that are 100 per cut. So I say I make anywhere from, on average, anywhere from $30 to $60 an hour. And he was like, wow, really? And I was like, yeah. And so, he was excited about that, but his parents was discouraging him from doing that. And I couldn't understand why. I mean, I get it. This is not a prestigious career. Like, if you're standing in a circle of people and you're having a conversation and everybody is talking about what they do for a living, one person says, yo, I'm a doctor, another person say, I'm a pharmacist, or I'm a lawyer, or I'm a cop. And then you turn around and say, oh, so what do you do for a living? Oh, I cut yards. It just don't sound good, but it just doesn't sound good. But if a person understands, how quickly you can cut a yard and how much you can charge, that it's money to be made, in lawn care. Well, anyways, but the parents, and which it just reminded me of that movie and reminded me of that little boy. And he's been watching me. So I don't know if I was an inspiration to him or what it was, but he's been watching me. He watches me. I'm talking about, if I cut that yard 10 times, 8 out of those 10 times, he's watching me. So I guess he's watching me. He's learning. He's trying to figure out, he's learning or whatever. But, that's not good for parents to do that. And if you're telling your kids not to do something or not to go take a certain career or whatever, as long as they are not thinking about doing something illegal, something crazy, don't discourage your kids from their dream. Don't discourage anyone from their dream. If this person say, hey man, this is what I want to do, I want to do this, I want to do that, man, let them do it. Don't discourage them just because you gave up on your dream or you gave up on something you wanted to do. Don't discourage them from following their dreams. That's all. We got to stop doing that to our kids, because you got some people. I give you an example. A friend of mine, his dad is a lawyer, and he has a law. And his son finished his bachelor's. He got his bachelor's in criminal justice, and he has a law degree. But after law school, he decided not to take the bar. He didn't want to become a lawyer. He started his own business, and he does car audio, car video. Like, he can put TVs in your car and all types of cool stuff in your car. Like, he's real good at electronics, and he started a business doing that. And his parents was upset that he didn't take the bar, and they was mad at him. And I even think they stopped talking to each other. I think they stopped talking to each other after that. But anyways, the guy is now, man, last year he made $500,000. He grossed $500,000 from his business. And it's just him and another guy working in there. So, he has his own shop. He's doing well. Everybody comes to this guy's shop. His parents finally came around, and they, they're talking again now. But don't discourage your kids. You know, don't discourage anyone. If they got something that they want to do, let them do it. That's all I really had to say. Just something I was thinking about. I'm on my way to get my son. I'm gonna get my beard and everything trimmed up, and you know, I be looking kind of rough. You know, I'm not. You know, in lawn care, man, we cut so many yards, we don't have time to tend to ourselves. So today, I'm gonna tend to myself. See you guys in the future.
Hey. Don't ever let somebody tell you you can't do something. Not even me. All right?
All right.
You got a dream, you got to protect it. People can't do something themselves. They want to tell you you can't do it. You want something, go get it. Period.